Hello everyone, my name is Derek Rivera. Today I'm going to be talking about my cultural narrative speech. Um, I'm going to talk about how soccer has shaped me to the person that I am today and the values that I've learned from playing the wonderful sport. Um, I've been playing soccer ever since I was 7 years old. I don't play anymore, but I played throughout, high school and club. So I have great experience on what the game is all about. But something that stood out to me is the values that I learned, while playing soccer. One is resilience, discipline, and teamwork. Now this does not apply only to sports. You can probably find this. You could probably find a moment that really stood out to you, whether that being, a classroom or a club or anywhere, not just soccer itself. Discipline is the first one. That is the most important one to me. The amount of training I did to gain the physique required to be able to play at high school level was very demanding. I did cross country before I played soccer, and the reason why I did it is to gain stamina, because when you're playing soccer, you're constantly running, you're constantly going up, you're constantly going down. So it's pretty important for you to have stamina, and I'm glad that I did cross country. Even though the first 2 weeks were horrible, I thought about quitting right there and then, but after the 2 weeks, it wasn't so bad. My body got used to it, and from running a mile, I started running almost 5 miles, and those waking up early in the morning, that was something. Next is teamwork. Teamwork is super important. When you're playing soccer is especially important, and I'm glad that by playing with my team in soccer, I was able to apply that teamwork mentality into school. Right now I'm in anatomy. The classes are quite hard, but thankfully the help with my my colleagues, I was able to pass good grades on the test, so they're doing well so far. But I'm glad that I'm able to learn how to communicate with my teammate or my colleagues, and help pass the class. Resilience is also super important, and that's the third one. Sometimes you're gonna have good games, sometimes you're gonna have bad games, but the most important part is that if you lose a match, you keep moving forward. You have no time to linger around, saying, "Man, we lost the match." The most important thing is how you bounce back from that. You say, "Okay, we lost the match. What did I do, and what do I have to do to make sure that mistake never happens again?" So you can either, accept defeat, or you can say, okay, I did this, let's move on. Being resilient means never giving up, in a way. So I'm glad that by doing that, when I first failed my anatomy test this semester, it was my grade went down considerably, but I'm glad that I said, what, I didn't do good on this test, let's just focus on the next thing, and I passed my recent exam, so I'm glad for that. In conclusion, I'm really glad that I basically did everything I could. I'm glad that I learned those 3 things, because those 3 things, which is discipline, resilience, and discipline, I use those to my everyday life. And I'm glad that even though I'm not playing soccer anymore, I'm glad that those values are something that I get to keep and I still use to this day. Thank you for listening to my presentation.